Toad Data Point is a data provisioning platform. It's a data federation tier that has the ability to help you understand your data sources, understand the relationship between different objects within your database, help you extract the data either using our visual query builder or a editor-based extraction, and finally help you either proliferate the data into Excel or to prepare a report on yourself. On top of this, all these activities can be automated using Toad Data Point's automation utility. Let's look at it one by one. Toad Data Point has the ability to connect to a multitude of data sources, as you can see, categorized into either Toad data sources, file data sources, relational, business intelligence data sources, NoSQL sources. The beauty of Toad Data Point lies in the fact that some of the connections within the relational sources like Microsoft SQL Server and Oracle are native connections. Some of these are qualified and tested ODBC connectivity that you're looking at. And if your source is not specifically listed and it can have an ODBC connectivity, you can use our generic ODBC connection to reach that data source. On top of that, we have the ability to connect to business intelligence data sources, sources like Google Analytics, where you can directly connect to the tables in Google Analytics, bring in and work with it like a relational table. We have the ability to connect to Microsoft Analysis Services Cube, an Oracle BIE Cube, or a Business Objects Universe. We also have the ability to directly connect to salesforce.com. We support corporate credentials, single sign-on, and using friendly names. We can connect to SharePoint lists and also many NoSQL sources as you see it listed here. Once you connect to your data source of choice, the objects that you have permissions to view will be displayed in the Object Explorer. Now, once you have these objects displayed, you can either put together a database diagram so you can understand the relationship between the objects within your database. You can understand your database further by using our Database Explorer. But if you don't have a need to build an ER diagram or to understand your database, then you can directly use our query builder to be able to start extracting the data. Once you extract the data, you can either transform it, visualize it, set it up in an automation flow depending on your use case. In this example here, I've started off by clicking, dragging, and dropping the warehouse table into the canvas, and automatically Toad Data Point builds the relationships, the primary key, foreign key relationships, and explains to you how referential integrity is maintained within that specific database that corresponds to that warehouse table. I'm also showing you a query builder. This is our visual query builder where you can click, drag, and drop different tables and then build a little snowflake schema. Utilize the grid options on the bottom to extract a specific set of data that shows up in the results here. On the Results tab, you can also see your log right in front of you if there are any error messages and such. You can have an explain plan so you can work on optimizing your query depending on where the cost is coming from. You can pivot and chart the data so it's a quick and easy way for you to visualize the validity of your data. After the results have been displayed, you can right-click and proliferate the data into Excel file. A lot of our users still prefer to use Excel files for their end users, so you can do a quick export into a Microsoft Excel file, a CSV file, or an HTML file. You can also share this data in many number of ways. You can send this data onto our own Toad Intelligence Central by using the public data option. To publish the data, you have multiple choices to be able to do so. One of that is a snapshot, so you have a point-in-time view of the data. Another one is your ability to publish the query itself as a view, so the data will be extracted at the time the view is invoked. Or a data set, which means a static data set will be sent to Toad Intelligence Central. You can also visualize the data right away, send it to our Decision Point application, which is the data discovery platform. Or you can send it to transform and cleanse. What is transform and cleanse? If you have some data preparation activities to do, if you have some data cleanups to do, we offer you some pre-built functions to be able to work with that data preparation activities. You can do find and replace. You have the ability to filter data, add calculated columns, group columns, find duplicates, and set up a column histogram so you can view the data in front of you. Once you have your data cleaned, you can either publish the transformation file onto Intelligence Central, or you can publish the cleaned and transformed data onto Toad Intelligence Central. In addition, if you wish to automate the activity of transformation, then you can easily send it to automate from this utility itself. You can also see how we have the ability to automate many complex activities using a click of a button. So if you want to have any combination of activities within your automation workflow, all you got to do is to make sure you configure every individual step. Like, for example, if you have the execute step, you will be prompted to set up what connection, what SQL script that needs to be run, and what to do with the results after they've been executed. Toad Data Point also comes up with a inbuilt MySQL database called local storage that you can use as your own personal sandbox for development activities. Local storage can also be used as a repository for your temp tables if you have a need to have a relational source to create your temp tables and you don't have permission to write to your source systems. Local storage is your sandbox to work with it. All the activities that you've seen so far, being able to connect to a data source, extract the data, prepare the data, and share the data can be easily automated using Toad Data Point. In addition to that, you can build calculated columns, or you can do data comparison between result sets, do data comparison between two source tables, etc., depending on the use case. Like I said, Toad Data Point is available either as part of the Toad BI suite or as a standalone product itself.